All right. Hello. We are going to look at Georgia. This is just Georgia evening. All right. Because midday is going to be up too soon here and won't be anybody playing online would not be able to play that. So I'm going to just look at Georgia evening and see if we can see anything. Okay. So first of all, I noticed right away for Georgia that 5 is out, 14 draws. So now remember that's just the evening though. So I don't know how much stock you want to put in that. Like if you go to Georgia combined, 5 is still up there, but it's not. I don't know. I look more on like a 2 draw state. So this is a 3 draw. I'm not used to that, so I like to at least have 2. But I'm only looking at the evening because I can't just use evening and like night. I wish I could do that, but okay. So 5. So let's just say 5 is gonna hit today, and still a good chance. Been out 14 draws. We're going to start out in box. So I'm going to do boxed, and then we're going to do keys, and then we're going to drop that in there. So now we're down to 55 numbers boxed. So the winner has to be in here if a 5 is used. So now I want to show something over here. Anybody goes on this site, right? You check out the top 40. This is nice because there's so many. Shows you what people are looking at, and it can really show you some awesome stuff, and this new thing here, this 1 to 10% chart is just amazing. I've been using that. I'll show you here. I put it under the inspect now. Let me jump over to it here. So I like to do 1% because remember, 10%, you do 10%, there's going to be a lot of states with one out because it's just getting down there. But you get down to 1%, anybody who doesn't know that, the lower the better. You're getting closer to that 0%. Just like if you look at any of these, like the lower this number is percentage wise, the closer it's getting to that point when it probably will be hitting. It's never a guarantee, but it gets down there, it does hit. So especially the general keys, when these go yellow and these start dropping down, it will hit 100%. It will hit, and it won't be that long typically. Now, when you drop it to A, B, or C, then it could go up for a while, and you might chase it and lose a lot of money. So, but this is really cool chart because I do like key A. I do a variety of things here, but look at key A 1%. Actually, no. Yeah, just keep it on that. Look at spike. So right now, let me refresh to make sure. Yeah, so Arkansas is the only state right now with a key A for a T out. So think about that. That's powerful because if you're playing straights, you go do your box thing for Arkansas and then you go and convert them to straight and you're like, how do I want to play them? Well, I would say a T on the front is a very good choice because let's go over to Arkansas and I'll show you what I mean. So go to Arkansas. And sometimes you got to look at it because sometimes this will be like Arkansas midday or just night. So you got to make sure you distinguish that. So this is Arkansas cash rate. I'm surprised that so a T is due, a truff is due for the A position. Okay, I was on the B. So let's go to the A. Yeah, look at that. Out to 12. Look at that. And see, look at that. Just out of the look at that. There's always balance and everything. So this will be switching over. I do it all the time for Minnesota, and I don't always win, but I constantly get these, and I'm like, yep, it's going to switch. And within a day or two, it switches. This is going to switch for sure. Maybe not today, but it's going to, like really soon, especially being Arkansas has a few different draws. So, yeah, it's good. It's not a one-draw state. So I would probably think that today would probably hit. So, you can look at that and, determine what is the truff, So it's the 8, 0, 8, 1, 9. I think it's a 6, isn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong. So you just have to figure out which ones are which. Now it's a good way of looking at it. And this 1 to 10% is pretty awesome. So you can do like my charts too. You can do you can do VTrack singles too. VTrack singles. Look at this. 145 out in California for midday. These are big ones. 145. These don't stay out that long. These are under 1%. I mean, like I said, you can jump to 5 or whatever, but then you're just going to be like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. Although, look at that. I play Wisconsin midday, 235's out. And see, you can drop it down to 2%, or let's see if there's anything for 2% for Georgia. Georgia cash right here, 245's out. So one of these numbers probably won't be too long here. One of these numbers will be hitting. So, but let's go over to my charts. Navigate through all these charts. So many awesome filters. So like I was showing the other day, like here, the sums 10 through 18 box signal. So if you think it's going to be a 10 through 18, you think it's going to be a single, all right, and you think there's going to be a 0 to 3 key, and these are your choices here. Go out at 1%. So these are the states right now. So you got Wisconsin midday. Look at that. I'll be looking at that today. Now, it's not like I'm just going to go play these numbers, but I'm going to do my filtering and see if any of these stay, are left over. And then also, you could just use a pool of a certain amount of numbers from the 1% too, I guess. So Georgia cash midday, 103. There you go, 103. One of these will be hitting pretty soon for midday, for sure. And see, now, like I said, you can chase one of these for a while. I mean, you'll notice that 103 is out on a bunch of these. So it's like maybe 103 doesn't hit as often, So what I like to do is go have a frequency chart, open. So let me find one that I didn't mess with here. Let's just go to here. Let's do Georgia. So we said 103. So let's go to Georgia combined. And then let's go to that filter, the 10 through 18 filter. And now we're going to jump all the way. I know it's crazy, but I'm going to jump all the way to the 8 years to see. And I'm going to sort this as descending. Okay, not no sort. So now I did not. Okay, yeah. So see, this one here is 101 is the top one because that does have one extra number in it. Okay. So you're going to see that one being the top for pretty much every state. Not every state, but really close because it has one more in there. So you got to remember that. So it's kind of deceiving. So you got to be mindful of that. But so 103, where's 103? Why do I not see it? Okay, way down here. It's 172. But see, that's quite a difference from the top one. So let's go to 4-year. You can work your way down this way too. I'm going to do this later for all the pairs for my new system, for the new charts. I'm going to see what they like the most for Minnesota and Wisconsin. So 103 is it's still about the same. Well, it's even down lower, 94. So it's not one that hits as much as some of these other ones. Go to 2 years. Still way down there. See what I mean? So it's like certain ones are just going to jump out more than others. So, yeah, 103 doesn't hit that. Where's 102? Why do I keep losing it? Way down here. So 103 doesn't hit that often. So even though it's under 1%, it doesn't mean it's going to hit today. You know what I mean? I just keep an eye on it when you're doing filtering, And if you get down to a certain amount of numbers and you're like, oh, here's one of these, I'll maybe put an extra $1 on that or something. You know what I mean? So, but there are certain patterns that are like, oh, heck yeah, if they get down as 1%, then I'm going to be watching them because there'll be, like 101 or maybe not so much in that because I really like to more look at like the SBP or the new pair patterns, okay, or the 0 to 3, those ones. My straight tracking one is good, but it's just that one needs some work. I'm going to work on it. Let me show you something here. So later on, I'm going to be working on this. See, this is the straight tracking. Let me go to Georgia. So let's do Georgia together. So let's just do the night because that's what I'm going to be looking at here. So let's do the night. So see, this is when a 0 to 3, remember what this is. So here's the charts for it. This is a 0 to 3 has to be used, one of those keys. Sums 8 through 19, and it has to be a single. And if that's the case, then it will fall within one of these patterns. Okay, and the idea is to, maybe look at the color coding and which ones are outstanding, if there is one like blue, where's blue? Blue's way down here. So blue hasn't hit in a while. So blue's going to be coming back for sure, just out of balance. So you want to look at that maybe. But see, there's so many gaps. So it's kind of like, everyone knows that, sums here. What is this? This is actually 8 through 19 sums hit the most. But at the same time, when you put it in something like this, sometimes look at that. There's gaps all over the place. So it's hard to kind of play on that. Even though it does hit the majority of the times, there'll be times when there's gaps. And that's why I don't like to put all my stock in that, because there's just too many gaps. So I like to do box and then convert to straight and then, see what's going on. But this is something I want to work on later to make this better. I don't know what. I don't even know what. It's just a thought of mine that I'm going to make this better. But for now, I'm working on this. And you'll notice that I changed this. Mike, thank you very much. This was just updated to look a little nicer, a little bit cleaner. You'll notice that the 0 to 3 was moved over to the end instead of in between here. I put some gaps there so that way it kind of distinguishes the two. So this is its own thing. And then the V tracks, when they hit, and you get to, the top 10 singles. When they hit, I didn't need to have that X and then another panel when it hit the number. I just feel like it's cleaner this way, and then this is nice because this is something I tend to forget. And this is really good to follow because, it's a good one. There's only 20 patterns in it. So this is the bread and butter, we call it the SBP or SG box. And then this is the SBPP or the single pair box pairs. So this here is I'm going to write down later. I'm going to figure out which one in each position hits the most. And then, all the way from 8 years all the way down to a month. And then I did that the other day, and it really does help because when a couple of those top ones, a lot of times across the board, all from 8 year all the way down to 1 month, like 1 and 9 from Minnesota, I knew one of those was going to hit yesterday. There's such a good chance for it, and one hit. So, and that brings you down to like nothing. I mean, right here they are. So pattern 1 is those box pairs. That's it. So you can convert those to straight. That's only 6 straights. And then you got to obviously add the other numbers. So it's like 60. So 60 straights you bring it down to if you think pattern 1's about to hit. All right. And so see, here's that 101 I talked about. See, it's got one extra number because I had to do that because there was no other way around it, is what it is. Kind of like over here, sometimes you'll notice that there's a number in here that is not a 12 or something. I think it's like a 9, 10, 11. There's something over here that is not supposed to be there, but it is. It just doesn't belong there. But I had to for the room's sake. But anyway, what am I trying to say? Let's get to it. I'm already freaking 12 minutes in. So Georgia night. We're only looking at nighttime. Later after midday hits, you could take a look at Georgia cash and see what's going on. But for now, since it's going to be too late probably for midday, I would just look at that. Like, look at that. First of all, look at this right away. Pink is due. If you can play midday, pink is due for the front. For sure. That's going to be hitting soon. See, now you can look at it. Like, which one is it like the most? See, that's what I'm going to go through later for my states, see what's going on for that pink. Which one it likes the most between the 1 and the 5. There's only 5 of them. There's only 5 right here. See? So you figure out, and also looking at what keys are due. Right now we're already down to 55 bucks for the evening. All right. So let's go to Georgia evening. I got to work on Wisconsin. I haven't even looked at Wisconsin. All right. Georgia evening had a double. So maybe there won't be a double tonight. Although doubles can drop in pairs. Let's just say there's no double tonight. Okay. First of all, looking at box form, I always look at this right here. You'll notice that in box form, 2-2 hit in a row. The odds of it being 2-2-2 are pretty, it can definitely happen, but it's a lot lower. So when you see a repeat, a lot of times I'll remove that in the box form. Okay. So I'll go over here to the slasher and I will remove that. So I'll unselect keys A. This is in box form, remember, 2. Down to 47 numbers. Okay. So let's go back to here. So that's in box form, not in this form. Okay. Because it could still hitting straight, right? I think it can still hit straight. Yeah. Because when you convert, I think you can. Wow, I just confused myself. Why did I just I feel like I did the right thing because it could still be Yeah, because it could still be like a 5-2 something, and then the 2 would drop over here. Yeah, so I'm right. So, okay, so looking at this, let's see. Now, if I can't see anything here, just like here, look at this, the HML red 3 in a row. Good chance, look at that will switch over to something else. You know, every state's different. I don't really know. Here's 4. I don't really know this state, so, you know, but still there's a good chance that it'll switch. Also, sometimes trying to play the gap too. But there was just a gap. I think there's going to be a purple or a green today, maybe. So if you think there's going to be a purple or a green, not saying you should play like this, but if you think so, you could just copy the purple and the green right here. Okay. Or just, I should just say unselect the red. Okay. Because that's what this is based. I'm sorry. I almost screwed up. We are talking about the heavy, medium, light department. So you would play the purple and the green, but technically you can just go like this and unselect the red if you wanted to play it like this. So let's say there's not going to be a red today. So I'm going to unselect these numbers boxed because I don't think there's going to be a red in the HML today. Down to 37. Okay. Now, I don't always do that, but take that gamble. So 0 to 3 key constantly is used in Georgia. Dang. Probably be their use today too, right? So I think that would already be in there because here, let's do this. Let's make sure you switch this back over. Screwed myself doing that way too many times. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Down to 16 numbers. All right, now we're getting somewhere. So let's look at, this is for evening alone in Georgia. So let's attack I already looked and I didn't see much for the single box. So I'm just not going to mess with that right now. And we already did this one. 115 probably will not hit again, but we already got that covered. So I was going to remove the H's and the L's, but you know what? They actually can be useful because, you know, when there's 3 or 4 in a row, typically it does switch over. You know, I think that can be useful, maybe. But let's look at the, I think I want to look at the pair patterns right now. So let's see what we got right now. So this is what we got boxed. So if you want to take a snapshot of that or something, or maybe break that down more, okay, you can look at what sums are doing, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to take these over to the other slasher because I always keep 2 of them open in this, and I do one that is not boxed, okay? Before I do that, I need to bring them over here and convert them. So I just convert them to all straights, copy. So these are the straights right now, okay, for Georgia. We're going to drop those in there because you have to remember this is 78 straights for Georgia. Now, you have to make sure that you look at these based on this. Can't stress that enough. It's not based on that because this P9 is for the AB boxed, but it's not based off of this because that's 2-2. See, it's based off of the 2-3. Okay, because when you go over to pair 9 has the 2-3 and it does not have the 2-2 because this is not. You'll still find doubles. You'll still find doubles when you do the search in there, but it's not based on that. Okay, so first of all, I think there's going to be a single today too, so you could probably remove that too if you wanted to, but I mean, I'm not going to do that, but you can see that that's going to reduce more numbers already. That's going to reduce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, maybe I should let's just do it in box form. Let's remove it in box form. Let's just do singles. Around 10 numbers for Georgia boxed. But I'm just going to, because I already put them in here over here and straight, I'm just going to keep it like that for now. I mean, I could adjust it over there too, but let's just, all right, let's go now over to the inspect and see what I see over here. This is one of my favorite ones to look at. I don't think I can make a short video. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry. Let's do the Georgian evening. You know, I didn't screw up, did I? And do Georgia. Okay, Georgia evening. Gotta make sure I didn't do night. So Georgia evening, I like to look at this. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is on Pyramid 9 though. Here, let me get out of there. Let's do V-tracks. I immediately look for gaps and stuff like that. We're just doing V-track or evening, so it can be a little bit more tricky, but 3, 3. You can look at patterns there. 3, 3 out, 3 out. It likes to be 3 out. See that? 3 out, 3 out, 3 out. See that? Maybe there's a chance for an Atrax 4, which is, you just look at the numbers. It's either a 0 and then 8. You see, look at the double, 0 and an 8. See, that's how I know you can go to distribution charts, see what each of them are, but I already kind of know all of them. So let's go to neighbors. Here we go. Look at neighbors. Out 6, out 6, out 5. Look at that. Out 4. There we go. We got a winner. Well, that's probably the 5, right? Yeah, it's the 5. And what else? I don't know. My mic just got louder. Sorry if there's an echo. A 4, or I think it's a 4 or a 5. So it's a 5 for sure. Yeah, it's a 4. So a 4 or a 5. But I'm going with that 5, remember? So we're going with that 5. Let's get out of here. Let's go look at the pair patterns. So we're going to go down to pair patterns, not the box patterns. We're going to go to pair patterns. And we're going to do numbers. And we're going to do Georgia evening. And then we are going to bring this down to 10 days. Okay. And then we're going to switch this over to no sort. That's important because you're looking at right here. You're looking at this, finding patterns in this, or not patterns, but more the inevitability that a 0, one of these, is going to turn to a 1. Okay. Sorry. A 1. Okay. Wow. A 1. So one of these is going to be turned into 1. These are zeros. Okay. And so is today a 0 going to turn to a 1? Well, a 2 was just pulled. 1 still dominates kind of, maybe, but maybe not. So let's go to 1 week, go to 7 days and see what it shows. So kind of the same thing, 1 down. I would think there's a good chance for this to happen today. Now this is, you're looking at just in general that one of these pair patterns will be used today. Okay. These are these right here. Okay. So 9 was just used. Let's go back and see. So 6, 14, 15, 12, 1. So if you think one of these is going to be used, what I do instead of, sometimes I use the this here, the master number studio. I keep this boxed and I'll throw them in here, because you can go down to the filters. Sorry for my dryer or washer in the background here. Let's go to single pair patterns. I'm just going to keep it as numbers and see, then you can go back over to that. And then you're going to change this out. If you think one of those is going to switch, you're going to switch this to options. And you're just going to copy the yellow ones. But I'll show you something else. A lot of times what you can do is just, for these anyway, you can go to like the numbers, since we're playing it in straight form anyway, you can just go down to here and just copy all of these. So I'll just do that. A lot easier. So just then but if you did it the other way, then you'd have to take those over to the Master Number Studio, put them in here, select preview, copy that, and then bring that over to your slasher and then drop it in there as all number, or not, I mean not all numbers, but as as all numbers boxed. I'm thinking pick 4 here. So now we're just going to drop these in here because I think that one of these is going to hit today. One of those patterns, those pair patterns. And we just did it as numbers, full numbers. Now we're down to 42 straight. See how I did that? So you just copy the yellow ones if you think one of those patterns is going to hit. Like I said, if you want to, you could just copy the actual patterns themselves and then bring that over to the Master Number Studio. Do that. Hit select preview. And you got the numbers boxed. See how it's boxed? If you don't want them boxed, then you can go and convert them. Always you can load these straight. It's going to give you the exact same numbers that you see in here. But you just have to make sure you do that right, because sometimes when you do the reduced ones, it's not giving you the full load. It'll give you just like, a smaller version of that, because I noticed that in the inspect too. Like over here, like sometimes it'll reduce numbers. It doesn't necessarily mean that all of the straights are in there, even though it says straight. You know what I mean? Like if you go to key A and you go to, I gotta finish this video up. Curve line, like either like here, like Maine or Missouri. Let's say Missouri. You think that there's gonna be a line for the first number today. You copy all those. You think that that's straight. That's not all of them straight because it's giving you like a smaller version of those. You know what I mean? I think. Or am I wrong on that? So 7. Just forget that for now. Sorry. I got to figure that out because I remember it did that. It gave you a smaller version of it. I can't remember what it was for. Maybe it wasn't for the actual digits like this, but it was for the numbers themselves. So if you think curve line, like curve line here, reduce numbers by options. So New Jersey, line. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I know I'll have to figure that out later. There was something to it that when you copy from here, if you copy it and thinking that it's going to be just all straight, it's not. So, sorry, I really screwed that up. Anyway, so that's what I got, 42 straights for Georgia. Maybe pick through that. Like I said, you can break it down by position too. You can come back in here and then break it down. Since we're in the straight form already now, you can see what's going on for the AB. So go back over the most recent draws and be like, look at this. So like 2 was just drawn, so it's probably going to be a 1 today maybe. So if you think it's going to come from this, just go like this, do numbers by options since we're doing this straight anyway. Okay. Now this is, remember, for the AB. Okay, this is for the AB. Remember, this is based on box, but we just copied the straight form of it and we brought it over here, and we don't have to go in here and go AB because we just did all the numbers that are associated with that AB. So we're just going to go ahead and copy and paste. And that gives us down to 32. So 32 straights. Get rid of the doubles. It's probably a lot less than that. So that's what I got for Georgia, and that's kind of what I do. I jump over here and I try to be a little bit more conservative and, just take little bits off here and there and bring it over there and, and take a look at your state and find out what it likes for the AB and the BC and the AC. Because, the other day I had it down to 16 straights for Wisconsin. So you can really work this. And, I'm trying to learn how to manipulate this along with this one or this one, because you can get it way down. Remember, there's only 5 numbers in each one of these. And, these pairs you can, and I got other ways too that I've been trying to work on that potentially could be huge. So anyway, so that's what I got for Georgia evening. I'm going to go back to it. Here's the boxed form. And then here is the straight form. And if I just make an educated guess, let's just go over to A, see what's out right now for evening. So let's just say 4. Let's say 4 is going to hit in the evening. Remember that even though that 4 is yellow and the percentage is low, this is just the evening. If it was 2 draw state, or if I was looking at 2 combined, then that could mean something. But right now, that's only like, 15 or so. But let's just say it's going to be the 4 today. Let's say the 4 or the 5. Let's just say the 4 or the 5. So let's go back over to the straight version. So let's change this quick. Maybe look at that one more time before I do this. And we're going to do, maybe anybody else playing Georgia tonight will be able to find something in that. 4 or 5 for the A. There you go. 14 numbers straight. So that's all I got. I'm going to keep this under 30 minutes. I literally wanted to keep this under 10, but I guess that's what I do. So have a good day. Hopefully this helps somebody who's playing Georgia evening, at least to see what I'm doing and, maybe use it in a way for yourself and figure out how to manipulate it yourself, and see, definitely check out this top 40. It's really cool. Shows you what everybody's looking at. So, all right, have a good day.